So one school year when I was in 3rd grade, I used to go to the Boys and Girls Club after school. The same Boys and Girls Club from my I Put the L in Athlete story. Go watch that, by the way. It's a banger and it's featuring your boy Yo-Yo 808 and some of my friends. I used to go because my sweet, oh so dearest mother used to work until late nights trying to provide for her 3 children so that we could have a roof over our head and food on the table. Plus, I like going. Most of my friends from school went, so it was extra hangout time. Not to mention the Boys and Girls Club, or as I like to call it, the Trade Hub, was the place to be if you had a deal to be exchanged. If you had something of value and somebody else had something of value, the hub was where you needed to be. Everything was being traded. Pokemon cards, games, comic books. I mean, like, this was how you got around as a kid. Nobody had money and we all knew our parents weren't buying most of the things we wanted. So this was how we got around. We had the playground looking like a drug deal. You got the stuff? Did Mary have a little lamb whose fleece was white as snow? We got a comedian, don't we, boys? All I know is it all better be there. Man, you know I wouldn't jip you. Come on. It's me. Hold up. What's this? We agreed on God of War from our Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Why is My Little Pony in the case? Do I look like a brony to you? What? No. Wait, hold up. My sister must have put that in there. She was playing the game last night. Shut up. You tried to finesse me. You can't pull one over on me. Boys, handle them. It was great. We had our own little economy at the Boys and Girls Club. The thing is, there was one complication that got in the way of all trading at the Boys and Girls Club. And this problem was so huge, it almost put a stop to the great system that we all had. This problem being theft. Theft was a huge issue at the Boys and Girls Club. I like to think of it as tax. Even when you come up in the world, Uncle Sam always has to get his piece of the pie. See, when you successfully made an exchange, you not only had to be cautious of your business partner, but also of the people on the outside. Because it's one thing about the poor. When you're watching the rich eat, eventually you're gonna get hungry. See, when it came to trades, borrowing, whatever you want to call it, we had tiers. We had the grunts. These were people who typically didn't have anything worthwhile. They had the lamest games, cards, toys. We didn't trade with these people. Then you also had the squires. These were people like me who would occasionally have, you know, the good stuff. It really depended on the season. Was it tax season? Did Christmas or a birthday just pass? These were the times to talk to a squire because the chances were you were gonna strike gold. And then finally, you have the elite, the tip top of the ladder. These were the people everyone was trying to trade with. The elite had great merchandise all year around, no matter the season, and they were trustworthy every time. You never had to worry about getting snaked by the elite. Only a select few were chosen, and they were respected by both of the lower tiers. The thing was, the elite did not trade with everybody. Either you had to know somebody who could get you in with the elite, or you were chosen. So it was not easy to trade with the elite. So you know, when I mentioned the theft problem at the Boys and Girls Club, I wasn't completely innocent. See, I like to think about myself as a noble thief, the Robin Hood of the club, you know? I stole from the BGC. Am I snitching on myself right now? Disclaimer, this is all cap, but I really only stole from the BGC. I did snake my mans one time, but I only stole from the BGC. I didn't steal from other people, except for this one technicality. The majority of the stealing came from this kid who I'm gonna call Deshaun. See, Deshaun was a grunt. We didn't trade with grunts because he didn't have any goods. So you can see why he would resort to such a level of Black Air Force activity. Well, due to this guy stealing, he stole his way into the squires. He now had goods that people wanted. He had a new status, a new life, new connections. But he fell in love with power. Figured that even though he now had tradable goods, he was going to steal his way into the elite. He wasn't going to stop, and he wasn't going to let anything get in his way. So that catches us up to speed for the story. One day, I arrive at the Boys and Girls Club, and there's a crowd on the sidewalk. Suddenly, I hear... And then I hear the distant sound of metal clanging with what sounded like at least a dozen oohs and ahs. I instantly run over to the crowd and see what can only be described as a spectacle. These great majestic contraptions were known as Beyblades. They were fresh on the block. These toys took the streets by storm. Anybody who was somebody had them. And unfortunately, at the BGC, only the elite had their hands on them. So if you had one of these, you were instantly considered a member of the elite. Beyblades had only been out for a day, and they had just become the hot new trade item and the greatest point of interest for everyone. Come the next week, everybody and their mother has Beyblades. It was an oasis. Everywhere you looked, people were battling. You couldn't go anywhere without hearing 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Thing is, I didn't have any. And while everyone was getting their collections built, no matter what I did, my mother wasn't buying me any. I'm cleaning the house, mowing the lawn, and no matter what, she would not budge. While this was going down, nobody would trade with me anymore. I got the occasional game or comic book trade, but it only lasted for a short while. I had become a grunt. I had nothing of value anymore. Even my friends that were squires wouldn't trade with me. I had no choice. When I had become a grunt, I became friends with Deshaun, even though he had become a squire. I guess he felt bad. He saw the fall from grace, and ultimately, he could relate to my pain. The feeling of having nobody to trade with. The feeling of being alone. Alright, this is sounding depressing. Regardless, we became homies. One day, I'm talking to Deshaun and he tells me, hey yo bro, I really want some Beyblades. If I could just get my hands on one. Just one. My mom said she might give me some for Christmas, so I'm hoping I get some. Hey bro, that's fire. You'll be elite then. Yeah bro, but I don't want to leave you behind either though. You really a cool dude. Don't worry about me, bro. I'm gonna be up there with you soon enough. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get a Beyblade. I promise. See, I knew Deshaun was still stealing, so I knew what that meant. But I thought, you know, we're homies. He's not gonna snake me. Nah. So Christmas comes and guess what I find in my stocking? 2 brand new Beyblades, and in addition, the arena set to go along with them sitting under the tree. I finally had my hands on them. I was gonna assume my status again. No, even better. I was about to become a part of the elite. So many trade opportunities were going to present themselves. I was finally gonna be at the top. So the following week, I bring my new Lightning L Drago and Pegasus to the Boys and Girls Club. I was ready to not only become the new Beyblade champion, but to be a part of the elite. I go up to my friends and show them my new possessions. They're welcoming me back with open arms. I'm battling people, I'm winning. I had assumed my new status as elite. Everything was just like how I imagined. Later in the day, I see Deshaun and I go up to him. Not even to flex or anything, cause I still viewed him as a genuine friend. He's like, yo, what's up? I heard you got some new Beyblades. I see you all big dog now. That's what's up. You're elite now. Yeah, man, you wanna see? I pulled a Beyblade out my bag, and the look on Deshaun's face, he just lights up. I didn't notice then, but that wasn't him being excited that one of his friends had just gotten Beyblades. This look was more deviant, more sinister. Eventually, I retired from battling for the day because I had got tired of beating everyone, and I'm just spectating the matches. Well, somebody who was on a win streak who let their ego get a little too big thought they could step to me and challenges me to a battle. Of course, not taking kindly to the disrespect, I oblige and accept the challenge. I go in my bag and pull out my Storm Pegasus. If you were really like that, you knew that Storm Pegasus was the best one. That's how you know I really do this. The only other Beyblade that could potentially beat Pegasus was Lightning L Drago. But that didn't matter. Nobody had the only other Beyblade that could beat mine except me. I was trying to make quick work of them, so I went in my bag, pulled out my Storm Pegasus, and I start the match.
Ready, set, 3, 2, 1, let it rip!
As expected, I win the match and I take his Beyblade. Yeah, that's right. We were playing for pinks. We battle high stakes round here. I'm really like that. I go to put my Beyblade and winnings in my bag and notice my Lightning L Drago wasn't in my bag. Somebody had hit a lick on me. I'm not gonna sit here and act like Deshaun wasn't my first suspect, but then I thought, nah, no way. That's my mans. We're boys. So I bring it to everybody's attention that my Beyblade is missing. But the thing is, theft is so common at the Boys and Girls Club that it literally could be anybody. I didn't know where to start. Then a civilian comes up to me and says, hey yo, I heard what happened. Before he left, I saw Deshaun go in your bag for something. So now I had all the information I needed. The next day, we're all battling like usual, and guess who comes through the crowd holding a shiny brand new Lightning L Drago? Deshaun was there, and oh, was he ready to disturb the balance. Hey yo, everybody, look what I got. I know what you did. Let's do this, Deshaun.
Ready, set, 3, 2, 1, let it rip!
It's a fierce battle. It's literally coming down to the teeth. When suddenly El Drago lands a finishing blow and my Pegasus topples over. I had lost. Not only had he successfully managed to steal both of my Beyblades, but he managed to steal my status, my fame. See, when you're a member of the elite and you lose, you're no longer recognized as elite, and Beyblades were no longer a hot commodity, so having one wasn't enough to get you to elite anymore. So that means I was going back to being a basic old squire. I could no longer look at Deshaun the same. He was now known to me as a snake. He had no morals. He was willing to betray anybody, even if it meant he would gain elite status. He had become out of control. I guess what they say is true. There's no honor among thieves, which is why I had to get my Beyblades back, and I came up with a plan to do just that in the next part of the story.